So first, you have to be able to spot the variation. Once you spot it, you have to be able to identify the variation. Is it normal, in control, natural, systemic, or is it abnormal, specific, out of control, not natural, right? So first you spot it, then you identify it, and then once you identify it, you know whether you should move fast or whether you should move slow, whether you should meet one person or whether you should meet a whole bunch of people, whether you can quickly do a cause analysis and find the cause, or whether you're going to need some sophisticated tools to identify all the causes and juggle them for an improvement, right?
So one of the main things about trying to figure out all the unknowns that are going to hit you in the future is, you know, we had to look at a lot of different factors to try to figure out, you know, what should this project include. So we had a lot of big decisions to try to figure out. You know, trying to predict the population of St. John is a tricky thing, because for years, you know, the population in St. John's been going down, but now it's going back up, and certain parts of town, the population's growing, some parts it's decreasing. So it was, we had to think about all the issues with population and water consumption. The other big thing in St. John, which is unique, which a lot of towns and cities don't have, is we have a lot of industrial usage of our water. So the Irving Oil Refinery is the big one that's pretty obvious, and then also the Irving Pulp and Paper Mill that's on the west side, but for years got water from both east and west. And you say, why is that a big deal? Well, for example, the water that was going to the Irving Oil Refinery, it was the same exact water system that all the potable users on the east side were getting. So not only were all the pipes interconnected, but it was also the same grade of water, same quality of water. So that's changed now.
There's our incident command structure. All of those pieces were filled very quickly. Here's our operational cycle. We changed our cycle. What's kind of important here is the first time we had the first flood, our objectives and strategy meetings were at 7 o'clock in the morning. We weren't actually starting until 1 o'clock. Operational brief is when the team would get together, we'd talk about what we were going to do for the day. So we would have a day that ended somewhere around 2,300 hours, 11 o'clock, if lucky. What we started doing in the second flood is we started the objectives and strategy meeting for the next day. We started at noon. We were able to get out at the end of the day, 6 or 7 o'clock, back at her early in the morning with our operational briefing, and we still had the same length of time as an operational period, about 10 hours. Don't let process impede progress. You're in an emergency environment. You gotta park the process stuff. You're in an emergency environment. The only thing your community cares about is action, and that things are going to get better, or that you're doing something. That's got to be a guiding principle. It's got to be the overarching. Beyond safety, it has to be the guiding principle. And empower your people talent. I got to tell you, I'm the director of EMO. I got a manager that's outstanding. City manager basically says, Chief, you're the incident commander. Easiest job in the world. All I get to do is say yes. The people that are working around me have all the talent and all the skill. If they didn't, I don't know if I'd want to do it. But the people in the room, and you got to create that team, but you'll get that team, and you got to find out where you're going to get it. You get that team by empowering them. They'll want to be part of it.
Now they know exactly who to contact for me and where I'm at now and what has happened that I pulled that SOS left. So you see here on the screen that it's turned red and there's an alert up top.
Black light stays here, it's an SOS alert, are you okay?
Yes, everything fine, just a test. It's Maritone. Could you just tell me the battery level on my device? Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Anything else I can help you with?
No, that's great.
collect 4.7 million collection stops, and we drive off 625,000 kilometers every year. And so those are huge numbers. They're huge cost centers for us, and we need to have a mechanism to be able to show to not only our city managers, but also to the residents that the value that they're getting from this cost center is hugely important.
Being able to support field staff. The examples are numerous with Lindsay and many other clients of being able to use the data to defend drivers, and as you could see in the demonstration, make drivers' lives easier. They're more than part of, they're out there doing the work. So being able to have the tools to be most efficient, working with the back office, supporting them and delivering the work has been critical.
So on that note, I do want to thank the City of St. John for hosting our conference, and a special thanks to Catherine and her crew for all the time and effort that they put in putting this event on for us. It takes a lot of time and there's a lot of effort involved, as we know. Anybody that has hosted something like this, it is very time consuming and there's a lot of commitment to it. So great job. Thank you very much. I just want to read a little caption that's in the letter of recognition for BF. It says, on behalf of CPWA Board of Directors, please accept the attached certificate of appreciation and a small gesture of our gratitude for your municipal submission to the 2019 CPWA National Public Works Week Award Contest. So, Roger, Jose, thank you for you.